morning, guys. Here we are again, talking about the changes for round 118 this time. The previous round ended, and to be honest, it did not end how I hoped, because clearly, again, we had just one profession that was basically overpowered. Why was it a surprise? Well, because the difference between Pimp last round, 2 rounds ago, and Businessman was 70 million respect. Now you have to imagine that we reduced we touched on the ratio between money and respect, and that 70 million respect difference, once we touched on this with this ratio, became actually even higher. No? So when we decided to allow Silicon Valley Street District to be 1%, we thought, okay, that would be nice. Everyone, all other professions can use it. So if it is OP, it's going to be OP for everybody. Clearly, in DC, things don't work like that. First of all, it is very hard for us, and this is something I want you to understand. It's very hard for us to balance 100%, because this is not an RPG game where you have a profession like a tank or a fighter, and you go and you play the game for 1 hour or 2 hours and 4 hours, 5 hours, and you can balance it more or less. No, this sadly takes 1 month, and you have to play it for 300 hours, and there you can see, and let's not forget, it depends what strategy you have and if you play it properly and correctly. So it's very hard for us to balance at 100%. That being said, how TC works is that if we buff a profession, people are going to play that. If we add an item, people think that item is going to be just for that profession, and they're going to play that profession. If we add a district, they're going to play only that district. This happens, and it's going to happen again probably this round because of the new changes that we have. Okay, so did I like the last round? Not much. I hope we can bring a little bit more balance with the changes this round. So let's see. New special items, very straightforward. We have the bingo, the component addict, and the NASA labs. I want to touch on the component addict. It will change the base amount of components you get. That means that as a dealer, because you have a bonus, that bonus will not be influenced by the item, okay? VIP players will not have their usernames shown on the streets they own. Basically, you're going to be anonymous, and the streets are going to refresh every 5 minutes, or when the game refreshes itself, making it a little bit more difficult for teams to control districts, basically, okay? Now you can use 100% stamina when robbing. There is a button there, you can select it, and it's going to go a little bit faster. We are doing this because at the beginning we have a lot of people playing, and we want to protect our servers, and we want, in doing this, we want to reduce a little bit the lag. We brought back the LSD, ecstasy, and hash buildings. Straightforward. Silicon Valley streets were nerfed to 0.5 from 1%. Clearly, this was a big nerf, and it is a big nerf for businessmen. We added 20 more streets to each district. Now, changes to virtual gangs. Reduced number of players per gang, double number of gangs for each rob. A lot of people love robbing in virtuals, and a lot of people have to wait a lot, so we increased the number of virtual gangs. We brought virtual gangs for all the robs. Now Illuminati, Warren, Bitcoin, Russian, all are going to have virtuals. Increase the speed with which bots enter robs. A lot of you asked if bots can go faster and enter faster. It's very, very complicated. We are trying this round. I hope it will not bring problems, but with virtual gangs you never know. Please let us know how it works. Number 8, reduced prison bribe from 30 to 20. I'm still thinking if I should increase the hospital one to 20 as well, since I don't think it's fair just for hitmans to pay 20 credits. Adjusted inventory points for pimp. Because we increased the ratio, or we touched on the ratio respect, money equal respect, and from $20,000 we upped it to 30, we increased it to $30,000 equal one respect point. Clearly there was our bad, we forgot to adjust the inventory, and now it should be better. Now basically I think inventory should give 75% of the money. So if you pay 1 million on a hooker, 75% of that should go into your inventory. Basically I think that's what it should be. Hitmans will no longer be able to set a respect limit to their raves. This is complicated because it came after feedback. As you know, for me hitmans are an enigma. Feedback equals this specific change. 11, gang points have been doubled. This is it's a continuous war that we are having, it seems, with some of the gang leaders. I already answered the post. There is a post on forum, so I'm not going to talk a lot about this. Follow that post and we can continue the discussion there. Lowered the base amount of components from narcotics and Captain. I think it's 2 million now, and we lowered it to 1.5 million, okay? Items like Goggle of Fortune and Fortune Cookie will now have a pause button. Why? Because of lag. A lot of people complain that when they activate it, there is lag, or they activate it and 5 minutes after lag starts and they are losing a lot of money. So we created this little feature where you can use a pause button and then use it when there is no more lag. Talking a little bit about the future, I'm working on changes for gangs for round 119, and with the help of all the community, I hope we can get to a middle ground where we can find a nice feature. That being said, like always, please keep the feedback. Bad, good, it doesn't matter. Keep it coming. I'm always going to answer the emails or the posts on forum, okay? So thank you for your help and see you next time.